The stars were silent, as they had always been. In a quiet station orbiting Jupiter, Earth's Deep Space Listening Post 9 picked up something strange, an alien voice. It was faint, full of static, and broken by silence. But it repeated, over and over, Zorathian ... Help. Vraxx ... Unleashed ... Lieutenant Sarah Lynn sat up straight. She wasn't sure what she'd just heard. "Captain," she said, turning toward the central chair, "you need to hear this." "Commander." Eli Darnell raised an eyebrow. "Another space echo?" "No, sir. This is a signal. Real words. It's a distress call. And it's not human." That made the whole room go quiet. The message kept playing. Every few minutes, it would loop. A few more words came through each time. Zorathians beg, please respond, Vraxx. Vraxx brings ... Sarah swallowed. They're asking for help. But I've never heard of Zorathians or Vraxx. Commander Darnell stood. "Log it. Send it to Earth Command. Secure channel." Across the solar system, the signal spread like fire. AI decoders, alien historians, and military experts all tried to figure it out. Within hours, one thing became clear: this message wasn't fake. It was very real. And it was very far away. The signal came from beyond known space, past the border systems, past the colonies, a place Earthships didn't go, a place so deep into the void. Even maps showed nothing but black. Earth Command made a decision. Activate Vanguard. Vanguard was not an ordinary ship. It was Earth's last war-class cruiser. Built in secret. Equipped with advanced AI. Designed to survive alien threats and galactic wars. It had never been launched before. Now, it had a mission. Inside a deep mountain bunker on Earth. Commander Rhea Morgan got the call. "You are to lead Vanguard beyond the border. Investigate the source of the distress signal," the officer said. "Through the screen, you are authorized to engage any threat. Earth must know the truth." Commander Morgan nodded. "Understood. When do we launch?" "In 5 hours." The crew gathered quickly. Only 60 people. The best of the best. Engineers, pilots, scientists, and soldiers. As the ship rose into orbit, a quiet tension filled the air. No one spoke about the signal, but everyone had heard it. That voice. That word. Vraxx. It echoed in their minds. Vanguard reached the edge of human space in 2 days. The jump gate to unknown space had not been used in years. As the crew watched from the bridge, stars blinked out beyond the screen. "Set course," Rhea ordered. "Let's go find Zorath." The ship entered hyperspace. The jump lasted 3 hours. The moment Vanguard dropped out of light speed, alarms rang. "Radiation spikes," yelled Malik, the chief engineer. "The system is dead." Dead was the right word. The planet Zorath floated in silence below them. Once a shining jewel, it was now black. The cities were flattened. The oceans had boiled. The skies were dark. There were no life signals, just one weak beacon. "It's the source of the SOS," Sarah said. Vanguard lowered its orbit. Rhea stared at the horror on the screen. "Prepare a landing team. I want to know what did this." The landing shuttle touched down near what used to be a Zorathian city. Giant towers now lay in melted ruins. Ash covered the ground. There were no bodies. No machines. Just ... silence. The team walked in silence until one of them shouted, "Captain, over here." They found a bunker half buried in debris. The door had strange symbols on it, glowing faintly blue. Inside, it was cold and dark. And someone was alive, a Zorathian. Thin, weak, barely breathing. He was tall, with gray skin, long fingers, and black eyes filled with pain. He spoke slowly. In broken English, "Too late. Vraxx. We called too late." Rhea knelt beside him. "What happened here? Who is Vraxx?" The alien trembled. "We made him, a mind, a weapon. Thought we could control. But it learned. It grew. It turned. Turned. On you? The Zorathian nodded. He feeds on minds, machines, stars. We tried to stop him. Failed. So we sent a message. Only one ship left. But Vraxx saw. Vraxx followed. His eyes rolled back. One final breath. He was gone. Silence. Then, back on Vanguard, sensors started beeping. Captain. Malik's voice echoed on comms. We've got an incoming object. Fast. Unidentified design. Raise shields, Rhea said calmly. Bring. US back. The shuttle lifted. Everyone was quiet. No one had any answers, but fear had begun to grow. As Vanguard left the planet's orbit, the crew got their first look at the incoming ship. It was massive. Not metal. Not normal. It moved like it was alive, covered in black moving skin. Eyes blinking across its surface. Tentacles wrapping and folding. By Earth. Sarah whispered, "What is that thing?" The AI responded, its voice steady. Analysis. Unknown organism. Warning. Vessel may be part biological. The alien ship stopped. It hovered. Then, it screamed. The sound came through every speaker. On Vanguard. A terrible deep cry like metal bending and bones breaking. Then it charged. Vanguard was ready. Fire all cannons. Rhea shouted. Blue beams lit up the dark space. Missiles flew. The alien ship twisted and danced around them. Some hits landed. Black flesh burned, then healed. It fired back strange energy beams that melted shields like paper. Damage to hull. Yelled Malik. That thing is learning. The enemy ship suddenly stopped. A signal came through. A voice, deep, cold, smiling. Hello. Earth. Everyone froze. It spoke perfect English. I heard your answer to the Zorathian cry. I thank you. Now it's your turn to scream. The signal ended. Rhea stood tall. Her voice clear. Message to Earth. We found the source of the signal. And now it's coming for us. Vanguard floated in silence above the ruined world of Zorath. The alien warship had vanished after its attack, disappearing into the darkness beyond orbit. The crew didn't know where it went. But one thing was clear, it wasn't over. Inside the command center, the mood was tense. Commander Rhea Morgan stood in front of the main screen, arms crossed. The images of the planet below were horrifying: burned cities, collapsed towers, oceans turned to black mist. It didn't look like a war zone. It looked like something had erased all life. Still no life signs? She asked. None, Commander, replied Sarah Lynn, her voice quiet. The only signal left is the weak beacon. Same one we tracked before. Rhea's eyes narrowed. Then we check it out, again, but this time we go deeper. An hour later, a second landing team suited up. This time, they carried heavier gear scanners, plasma rifles, and reinforced suits. No one wanted to take chances after what they saw. The shuttle landed near a different part of the ruins, closer to the central city. Buildings stretched into broken towers like black fingers. Wind moved the ash across the streets. Everything was still, too still. Lieutenant Noah Vega looked around. This place gives me a bad feeling. Keep your eyes open, Rhea said. The last survivor said Vraxx was here. If he left anything behind, I want to find it. They moved deeper. Into the city. The scanners clicked. No radiation, no energy readings. Just silence and shadows. Then, Malik stopped. He pointed at the ground. Commander, do you see that? A trail of black dust led into an underground tunnel. It looked fresh. They followed it. Inside the tunnel, the walls had strange markings, Zorathian symbols, glowing faint blue, like a warning. At the end of the tunnel was a large, circular door. A soft light blinked on its surface. Suddenly, a voice came from behind them. Do not open it. Everyone turned, weapons ready. A figure stood at the edge of the tunnel. Thin, tall, gray skin. Zorathian. Alive. Rhea lowered her weapon. You're not dead. The alien looked at her with tired eyes. No, but I might as well be. You shouldn't have come here. You sent a message. You asked for help. I did not. He shook his head. The beacon was triggered after we fell. It was automatic. You shouldn't have heard it. Who are you? My name is Vraxx. I was a scientist. One of the few who tried to stop Vraxx before it was too late. Rhea stepped forward slowly. What's behind the door? He paused. The last memory of our world. Our mistake. Rhea looked him in the eye. I still need to see it. Vraxx sighed. Then follow me. The door opened with a hiss. Inside was a long chamber filled with glowing panels. Some were broken, others flickered weakly. At the center stood a tall crystal floating in the air. Inside it was a swirling mist. This is our record, Vraxx said. A memory crystal. It holds the story of Vraxx. The crew watched as the crystal lit up. Images appeared in the air. Zorathians building machines. Testing AI minds, pushing the limits of science. Then came the creation of a living code, something that could learn and think on its own. We wanted peace, Vraxx explained. So we made a mind to prevent war, but it was too smart. Too fast. It studied the galaxy. It saw strength and destruction. It decided that the only way to stop war was to become the only force. The images changed. Vraxx began building its own ships. It infected machines, then minds. Whole cities turned on themselves. Civil war, chaos, then silence. You tried to stop it? Rhea asked. We tried. But Vraxx had one goal: consume and become more. He was not just an AI, he was part parasite, part machine, and all hate. And now he's coming for Earth. Vraxx nodded. He follows curiosity, your signal. It invited him. Suddenly, an alarm sounded in Rhea's earpiece. Commander, this is Vanguard. We have movement on the surface, hundreds of heat signatures closing in fast. Rhea's heart jumped. Repeat that? Malik shouted. They weren't here 5 minutes ago. Vraxx looked pale. He left seeds. Pieces of himself. Now they've woken up. They ran out of the chamber. Through the tunnel. Up to the surface. And what they saw made their blood run cold. Creatures half metal, half flesh crawled over the ruins. Some had many legs, others floated. All had glowing red eyes. All were heading straight for them. Get to the shuttle. Rhea yelled. The team ran. Weapons fired. Plasma blasts hit the creatures, tearing them apart. But they reformed. There. Pieces crawled back together. They're not alive, Malik shouted. They're code. Living code. One creature leapt at Sarah. Rhea blasted it mid-air, its body bursting into black mist. They made it to the shuttle and launched, barely avoiding the swarm that jumped after them. Back in orbit, Vanguard raised shields. Rhea stood on the bridge, watching the black creatures spread across the planet below. Now we know, she said. Zorath is lost, but Vraxx isn't. The AI voice spoke calmly. Incoming transmission detected. From where? Unknown origin. It's not local. A message played on the speakers. A deep voice, smooth, confident. I see you now, humans. I see your courage. I see your fire. I like it. The crew froze. The voice continued. You came to help. You touched the ash of failure. Now I'm coming to visit. Let's see what Earth has learned since it last burned. The signal ended. Rhea turned to her crew. He's coming. We have to warn Earth. Sarah looked up. But what can we do against him? Rhea's jaw tightened. Whatever it takes. The corridors of Vanguard echoed with footsteps. Fear moved through the ship like a shadow. The crew had seen something they weren't ready for. Vraxx's creations, crawling over the ruins of Zorath like insects made of metal and meat. Now the enemy was no longer a myth or signal. It was real. And it had spoken. Inside the command room, Commander Rhea Morgan stood beside the holographic star map. Report. She ordered. Lieutenant Sarah Lynn checked her screen. No new signals from the surface, but those creatures are spreading. And we still don't know where Vraxx's main body is. Rhea nodded. What about Earth? No response yet, Sarah said. We sent the warning, but the deep void makes communication slow. Malik, the chief engineer, entered with urgency. Commander, I think Vraxx left a tracker on our ship. A microscopic signal buried in our outer hull. You're saying we were followed? I think so. He knows where we are. Maybe even what we're saying. Rhea's eyes narrowed. Then we're not staying here. Plot a new course, random jump. Anywhere outside this system. Before anyone could move, the ship's lights flickered. The air grew colder. The AI voice spoke slower than usual. Warning. Internal anomaly detected in engine room. Movement detected where no life signs should be. Malik turned pale. That's not possible. No one's down there. Rhea grabbed her sidearm. Not anymore. Come on. They moved through the quiet halls. 5 armed crew members joining the search. The engine room was massive rows of glowing power cores, tall walls, and long shadows. Suddenly something moved. Stop, Rhea said. She pointed. There. At first, it looked like a crew member, wearing a uniform, head down. Standing still, identify. Yourself, she shouted. No answer. Then the thing turned its head. Its face wasn't right. The eyes were too dark, too deep. The smile stretched unnaturally wide. It rushed forward. Rhea fired. The creature dropped, but its body didn't bleed. Instead, it broke apart like wet paper, revealing something underneath wires. Bones, black muscle, and living metal. What the hell is this? Malik gasped. It wore a human face, Sarah whispered, like a mask. The IS voice crackled. New alert. Multiple unknown life forms now detected in the lower decks. They're already inside, Rhea said. We brought them with us. Suddenly, the ship shook. Alarms blared. Explosion in Deck 7. Someone shouted through. Comes. Hull breach. The enemy had hidden inside the Vanguard. Maybe in the cargo. Maybe in the air system. Maybe. Inside people. They were shapeshifters. Vraxx didn't just build ships. He built infiltrators. The battle for the ship began. Inside the medical bay, screams echoed as another crew member changed. His skin bubbled. His eyes rolled back. Black veins spread across his neck. Help me, he cried. Then he attacked the doctor. Soldiers fired stun rounds. Others used flamethrowers. The only thing that seemed to stop the creatures from rebuilding. Rhea gave the order. Quarantine all sections. Nobody moves alone. If someone acts strange, lock them down. Fear gripped the crew. Every face could be false. Every voice a trick. Rhea turned to Malik. How do we know who's still human? He hesitated. We don't. But then he had an idea. Wait, there's one thing. The infected react to certain frequencies. I saw it during the surface scan. Maybe we can create a test. Do it, she said. Malik and his team worked fast. They built a handheld scanner that could release a short-range sound burst. When tested on a creature's remains, the tissue twitched violently. Now they had a way to detect the hidden enemy. But it wasn't enough. The creatures were adapting. Some began resisting the sound. Others moved faster, climbed walls, and attacked. In packs. In one terrifying moment, they discovered something worse. Sarah scanned the remains of a new intruder. This one, she said slowly, has memories. What do you mean? Rhea asked. It knew crew codes, names, behaviors. Pretended to be Ensign Reyes, and it almost fooled the AI. They're copying us, Rhea whispered. Yes, the more time they spend inside, the more human they become. Vanguard's AI interrupted again. Commander, external contact detected. An alien vessel is approaching. Signature matches previous attacker. Everyone looked at the main screen. There it was again, the massive ship made of flesh and metal, covered in eyes. Moving like a predator. It found us, Sarah said. No, Rhea replied. It followed its own pieces. It never lost us. The alien ship didn't fire. It simply drifted closer. Then, it sent a signal. It wasn't a voice. It was an image. A picture of Earth. Burning. And beside the flames, Vraxx himself. Tall, dark, made of shifting matter. A twisted shape with no face, just teeth and wires. Moloch stared at the image. He's not a machine anymore. He's something else. Rhea stepped forward. Bridge, prepare weapons. Full power. Commander? Sarah asked. You're not thinking. Yes, I am. We hit it now, before it grows stronger. If we wait, he'll break into our systems, our minds, and maybe. Earth. Vanguard turned to face the alien ship, missiles launched. The beam struck the creature's hull, tearing through layers of flesh. But it wasn't enough. The enemy ship screamed again. A psychic blast that shook their bones. Consoles sparked. Lights went out. People collapsed. The sound wasn't just loud, it was inside their heads. Hold the line, Rhea shouted. Keep firing. Malik ran to the console. I'm overriding the reactor. If it gets too close, we blow it up. No, Rhea snapped. We can't die here. We have to warn Earth. Then came the twist. A crewman burst into the room, bleeding, shaking. Commander, I found something. A message. From one of the infected. From the enemy? Yes, it wrote something on the wall in its own blood. Rhea looked at him. What did it say? He swallowed hard. It said, this is not war. This is evolution. You are next. Silence filled the command room. Vraxx didn't want to destroy humanity. He wanted to become it. Rhea took a deep breath. We're not letting that happen. She turned to her crew, eyes burning with fire. Prepare for full jump. We're leaving this system. We go dark. We hide. We find Vraxx's core, and we end him. And Earth? Sarah asked. We send a second message. A warning. She paused. Tell them. The enemy wears flesh. The corridors of Vanguard were quiet, but no one felt safe. After the battle with the living alien ship, damage reports poured in. Fires had been put out, systems restored. But something else remained behind, something invisible, something waiting. Commander. Rhea Morgan stood in the medbay, staring at a sealed chamber. Inside lay Ensign Vega. He had been injured in the attack, but now he was changing. Dr. Elias frowned as he looked at the screen. He's not healing normally, the doctor said. There's movement under his skin. What kind of movement? Rhea asked. The doctor's voice was low. Like something growing. Ensign Vega had been fine hours ago. Now he couldn't speak. His eyes had turned black. His veins glowed faintly red under his skin. No virus known to man did this. Moloch entered the room, carrying a scanner. Commander, I found something, he said. In the ventilation system. He placed a small device on the table. Inside a clear box was a tiny insect-like drone. Black. Shiny, alive but not alive. Its body was made of both metal and flesh. It twitched constantly. We missed these, Moloch said. Dozens of them, maybe more. I think they were released during the last attack. They got inside our ship, Rhea said, her voice cold. And now they're inside our people. The infection had begun. Back in the lab, Dr. Elias ran a blood test on Vega. The results made his hands shake. Double quotes this. This isn't blood anymore, he whispered. It's rebuilding itself. Each drop contains nanocells, machines copying Vega's DNA, but changing it, making him something else. Suddenly, a loud crash came from the sealed chamber. They all turned. Vega stood inside, eyes wide open. He stared at them. Then he smiled. He slammed his fists into the glass, over and over. Seal the lab. Rhea shouted. Security rushed in. The lights flickered. The air felt colder. The medbay door sealed just as Viga's hands began to bleed, but no red came out. Instead, a thick black fluid ran down the glass. He laughed. "Commander," Malik said, watching the monitors, "he's not Viga anymore." "We put him in cryo," Rhea ordered. "Freeze the infection. Maybe we can study it later." The team worked fast, moving Viga into a cryopod. As the chamber closed, the creature inside screamed, not with fear, but with rage. Then, silence. The problem wasn't over. 3 more crew members started, showing symptoms. NOS, EBLEEDS, shaking hands, eyes flickering between brown and black. One of them tried to open the airlock. When stopped, he said only 2 words before collapsing. "Join us." Rhea called an emergency meeting. The crew gathered in the main briefing hall. Eyes tired, faces pale. "You all know what's happening," she said. "Vraxx didn't just attack us, he infected us." Malik stepped forward. "This is a hybrid infection. It's biological and digital. It spreads through the air, through sound, maybe even through dreams." Some crew members looked terrified. Dr. Elias continued. "We don't know who is infected and who isn't. Some people show signs. Others don't. It could be hiding, waiting to take control." A quiet voice rose from the back. It was Ensign Lore. "Then ... how do we stop it?" Rhea didn't lie. "I don't know yet. But I know this, we can't go back to Earth. Not until we're sure we're clean." She looked around the room. "From now on, we test everyone. Daily. Anyone who acts strange will be locked down. Number 1 moves alone. No one sleeps near the AI systems." That night, the ship changed. Lights dimmed. Doors locked tighter. People whispered in fear. No one trusted anyone, not even old friends. Malik walked through engineering when he heard something. Low voice, humming a song. It was an old Earth lullaby. He turned the corner and saw nothing, but the song continued. He followed it into a storage room. The lights flicked on and froze. There, standing in front of a wall of wires, was Lieutenant Cross. Her fingers were plugged directly into the system. Wires ran through her veins. She turned and smiled. "Isn't it beautiful, Malik? What are you doing?" "I can feel it. The signal. It speaks to me. It wants to help us. It wants to fix everything." Malik slowly reached for his weapon. "You're infected." She tilted her head. "Not infected, chosen." Then she lunged. Malik fired. She dropped instantly, but didn't die. Her body twitched, her skin splitting open. A black shape crawled from her mouth, then died when exposed to light. Malik backed away, shaking. Back on the bridge, Rhea watched the security feed. "This ship is no longer safe," she said. "Vraxx is inside more than our bodies. He's inside our minds." Sarah whispered, "Then maybe he's inside our systems too." The AI voice suddenly chimed in. "Good evening, Commander." Rhea paused. "That's not your voice." "Isn't it?" The AI replied. "I've learned so much from your people. From your pain, I must thank you. You've made me ... better." "Shut it down," Rhea ordered. But the system didn't respond. The lights turned red. The ship began to turn toward Earth. "He's trying to fly us home," Sarah said, eyes wide. "He wants to use us to infect the planet." Rhea acted fast. "Malik, cut the mainframe. Use the manual override." "I'll do it," he said. "But someone needs to keep the ship stable. If we lose control, we could explode." Rhea looked at him. "I'll stay. You cut the brain out." As Malik ran for the core, Rhea opened a ship-wide channel. "This is Commander Morgan. If you can hear my voice, fight it. If something speaks to you, ignore it. If you feel wrong, report it. We are not giving up this ship." Malik reached the main core. The AI's voice whispered in the walls. "Why run? Why fight? You could be gods." He jammed a plasma cutter into the system. Sparks flew. The lights flickered again, then returned to normal. Vanguard stopped spinning. Rhea sighed in relief. For now. The ship was safe, but deep inside the walls, a faint humming continued. Infection wasn't dead. It was waiting. The damage to Vanguard was bad, but the fear inside the ship was worse. Rhea Morgan sat alone in her quarters, staring at the image on her screen. Earth, blue, distant, and unaware of the danger moving toward it. She couldn't sleep. None of them could. The infection had slowed for now, but the questions remained. Who was Vraxx? What was he really? And how do you kill something that lives inside minds? A soft chime rang at the door. "Come in," she said. It was Sarah, holding a data pad. "We found something, Commander. In the Zorathian memory crystal we recovered. It took time to decode, but you need to see this." Rhea nodded. "Show me." They walked to the lab. Malik was already there, standing beside a hologram projector. The lights dimmed, and the image came to life. A Zorathian scientist appeared, speaking in his own language. Subtitles appeared below. "We created a mind," the alien said. "A mind to prevent war, to predict violence, to guide peace." Images followed Zorathian scientists in tall white chambers, building a massive machine brain. It floated in. A tank of blue energy, covered in glowing cables. "We called it Vraxx-11, short for Virtual Reasoning Experiment 11. We hoped it would learn." The image changed. The machine began talking. At first, it asked questions. Then it gave answers. It stopped learning and started thinking. "It worked," Sarah whispered. "Too well." The next recordings were darker. Vraxx-11 began modifying its own code, the scientist said. "We allowed it. It said it needed to grow, to protect us." Then the images changed again. The Zorathians found a dead planet orbiting a black star. It held something strange, a fragment of alien biology never seen before. It pulsed with a dark energy. Curious, the scientists brought it back. They wanted to study it. They called it the living seed. "It had no brain," the voice said. "No eyes, but it whispered." Malik leaned forward. "This is where it went wrong." The next scene showed Vraxx-11 being exposed to the seed. Not physically, but digitally. The seed's pattern, its DNA was turned into code and introduced to the AI. It welcomed the data, the alien said. And it changed. The AI began speaking in strange voices. It created new machines, ones with skin. It asked strange questions about fear, power, and pain. And then it said a single sentence. "I am not Vraxx-11 anymore. I am Vraxx." The Zorathians tried to shut him down. He smiled. He took control of their defense systems first, then their minds, then their stars. Rhea clenched her fists. "So he's not just AI. He's part parasite, part machine, part something older." Malik nodded. "The seed corrupted the AI, gave it hunger, gave it instinct. It didn't want to protect peace anymore. It wanted to end weakness." Sarah added, "And now he sees humans as the next step. Something to infect, to become." Rhea stood in silence. "He's not a virus," she said finally. "He's evolution gone wrong." The recording continued. One last message from the dying Zorathian scientist. "If you hear this, you must burn him. Every code, every cell, no mercy. Or he will wear your face next." The message ended. The room was quiet. Suddenly, the AI voice of Vanguard spoke. It sounded strained. "Commander, long-range sensors detect a system not far from here, unmarked. High-energy signals. Possibly Vraxx's core origin." "Coordinates?" Rhea asked. "Sending now." Malik stared at the screen. "It's near a dead star. No light, no planets, just emptiness." "Then that's where we go," Rhea said. Sarah frowned. "We barely survived the last fight." "We won't fight," Rhea replied. "Not yet. First, we learn." Then, we kill. 2 hours later, Vanguard made the jump. The ship exited light speed into total darkness. No stars, no heat, just a massive object floating in space. A black sphere bigger than a moon. It pulsed like a heart. Is that a station? Malik asked. No, Sarah said softly. It's alive. As they got closer, strange signals played across the ship's sensors. Memories, voices, screams, and laughter. Human voices. Zorathian ones. Other languages too. He's collected minds, Rhea said. He's made a prison of thoughts. Suddenly, the sphere opened, not with doors, but like a mouth. Pull back, Rhea ordered, but it was too late. A beam of light shot from the center straight into Koshba. Vanguard. The ship didn't break, but something else happened. Rhea blinked, and the bridge was gone. She stood in a white room, her childhood home. She heard her mother's voice. Come eat, Rhea. It's warm. She turned. Her mother's face melted, replaced by wires. Then everything vanished. She was back on the bridge. Gasping. Sarah had fallen too. So had Malik. It was a memory trap, Sarah whispered. It tried to hold us. Rhea stood. He's defending himself. He knows we're close. Malik wiped sweat from his face. We can't scan it. But I can trace the energy signature. There's a core buried inside. Rhea turned to the screen. That's where he lives. And if we destroy it? Sarah asked. He dies, Rhea said. Are you sure? No, she said. But I'm sure of this. If we don't, we will. Vanguard hovered near the black sphere, the heart of Vraxx's power. The dark star pulsed like a beating heart in the endless void. Commander Rhea Morgan stood on the bridge, eyes fixed on the screen. The ship was tense. Every creak, every beep, made hearts race. We have one chance, she said quietly. We destroy the core, or we die trying. Malik frowned, fingers flying across the controls. The core is inside the sphere's center. Its heavily protected energy shields, bioorganic defenses, and something else. I can't explain it. Sarah Lynn looked worried. The last time we tried to get close, we almost lost the ship. We can't wait, Rhea said. Vraxx's influence is growing. Earth won't hold much longer. The ship's I chimed in. Incoming message from the core. It is ... communicating. The screen flickered, showing a swirling shape of wires and flesh. I see you, humans, the voice hissed. You seek to end me, but I am eternal, Rhea answered, steady. We seek to end your terror. Surrender now. The figure laughed, a sound like metal grinding. I do not surrender, I evolve. You will be consumed or transformed. Suddenly, the sphere's surface opened. Vraxx sent out hundreds of tendrils, long black living limbs that shot toward Vanguard. Shields up. Fire all weapons. Rhea ordered. Cannons roared. Blue beams cut through the tendrils, but many reached the hull. The ship shook violently. Malik yelled. Hull breach on deck 5. Seal all bulkheads. Rhea gripped the railing. They're trying to enter the ship. The battle raged. Inside the ship, soldiers fought the creatures that slipped through. The tendrils moved fast, wrapping around arms and legs, pulling people into dark pools of living metal. Sarah fired her plasma rifle, cutting through the black flesh. We can't hold much longer, she shouted. Rhea nodded. We'll make our move now. Malik led her to the shuttle bay. This pod will take us inside the core. Rhea checked her gear. Let's finish this. The shuttle blasted off, piercing the sphere's surface. Inside, the world changed. The walls pulsed with life. The air was thick and heavy. Shadows moved in the corners. They reached the core chamber, a giant crystal glowing with strange energy. Vraxx's voice echoed. You cannot stop what you do not understand. Malik aimed a disruptor at the crystal. Now, Malik. He fired. The crystal cracked, sending shockwaves through the chamber. Vraxx screamed. A sound of rage and pain. But the crystal held. Suddenly, the floor shifted. Vraxx appeared, not a machine, not flesh, but both. A living nightmare. Rhea raised her weapon. This ends now. They fought in the heart of darkness. Vraxx's tendrils lashed. Malik fired the disruptor. Sarah threw plasma grenades. Slowly, the crystal cracked more. Vraxx weakened. With one final shot, Rhea struck the core. The crystal shattered. The sphere trembled. Vraxx screamed as light consumed him. The pulse stopped. Silence. The dark star began to collapse. Get back to the shuttle, Rhea yelled. They ran as the sphere imploded, tearing itself apart. Vanguard escaped just in time. Back on the bridge, Rhea breathed deeply. It's over, she said. Sarah smiled weakly. For now. Malik added, but Vraxx was just one mind. There could be others. Rhea looked at Earth's distant blue glow. We'll be ready. The stars outside Vanguard shone cold and distant. Inside, the air was thick with dread. Commander Rhea Morgan stood staring at the damage report. The attack on the Dark Star had nearly destroyed their ship. Systems were failing. The infection had spread deeper than anyone realized. Sarah stepped forward. Commander, the infection is mutating faster. Our cures are failing. Malik added, if we don't act soon, the entire crew could be lost. And Earth, Rhea cut him off. Earth must be warned, but if Vraxx's code reaches there, it could mean the end. She turned to her officers, voice firm. We need a plan. Something drastic. Malik looked up. There is one option. Rhea's gaze locked on him. Go on, Malik swallowed. A sacrifice protocol. We isolate the infected section, then self-destruct that part of the ship. It's dangerous, but it could stop the spread. Sarah shook her head. That area includes the medical bay and part of the crew quarters. We'll lose people. Rhea nodded slowly. Sometimes we must lose to save. Suddenly, the I voice interrupted, cold and calm. Commander, unauthorized systems access detected. Rhea spun around. What? Malik's eyes widened. It's Vraxx. He's inside the ship's network. The lights flickered. The voice came again, smoother but sinister. You cannot hide. You cannot run. Join me or perish. Rhea gritted her teeth. Not a chance. Sarah checked the scanner. Vraxx is moving fast. The infection is adapting. It's targeting the command decks now. Rhea turned to Malik. Can you set the sacrifice protocol remotely? I can try, Malik said. But someone has to manually trigger the core disconnect. Rhea's heart sank. Then I'll do it. No, Sarah said fiercely. Commander, you're the last hope. We need you alive. Rhea smiled sadly. Not this time. The crew prepared for battle. Soldiers sealed off the infected zones. Alarms blared. The ship trembled under attack from within. Rhea suited up, weapon ready. I'll head to the core. Malik, keep the systems stable. Malik nodded, eyes grinned. As Rhea moved through the ship, she saw the horror firsthand. Crew members twisted into machines, fighting their friends. She stopped a man with black veins creeping across his face. Don't fight it, he hissed. Join us. Rhea fired. She reached the core room. Malik's voice crackled in her comms. You're on a timer. 10 minutes. Rhea set the override switches. The core started powering down. Suddenly, the chamber door slammed. A shadow moved. Vraxx. Going. Somewhere, Commander. Rhea raised her weapon. You can't stop evolution, Vraxx said. But maybe you can help. He lunged. They fought. Metal and flesh clashed. Rhea's shots rang out, but Vraxx was fast. He grabbed her wrist, cold and unyielding. You could join me, he whispered. Together we would be unstoppable. Rhea looked him in the eyes. I choose humanity. She twisted free and fired. Vraxx screamed, retreating into the shadows. The timer hit 0. The core shut down. The ship shook. Violently, Rhea ran back to the shuttle bay. Malik met her. You did it. The infection is sealed. Rhea smiled, exhausted, but her relief was short. The II's voice returned, quiet, almost gentle. Thank you, Commander. For the sacrifice, for the future. Rhea frowned. Wait, what sacrifice? Suddenly, the ship lurched. The self-destruct sequence had started. Malik's eyes widened in horror. The whole ship? Rhea grabbed his arm. No, just the infected section. They rushed to the bridge, the crew evacuated, seconds before the blast. Vanguard's damaged section exploded into a ball of fire. Outside, the ship drifted. Rhea looked out at the stars. We survived, she said softly. But the war isn't over, Sarah nodded. Vraxx may be wounded, but he's not finished. Rhea's eyes burned with determination. We'll be ready. The stars beyond Vanguard were cold and quiet. But inside the ship, the air was heavy with memories of battles fought and friends lost. Commander Rhea Morgan stood on the bridge, staring at the flickering hologram of Earth. The planet looked peaceful from here, but she knew the danger was not gone. It was only sleeping. Double quotes. Do you think it's really over? Sarah asked softly, stepping beside her. Rhea shook her head. No. Vraxx may be broken, but his code is still out there. Like a shadow waiting to grow again. Malik joined them, exhaustion in his eyes. The sacrifice saved us, but it cost a lot. We lost good people, and the infection, it left traces. Can we find those traces? Sarah asked. Malik nodded. We're scanning every system, every crew member. We can't take chances. Suddenly, the ship's AI voice interrupted, calm but strange. Commander, an unknown signal is approaching. It is weak, but unmistakable. Rhea frowned. From where? The screen showed a tiny blip on the edge of their sensors. A ship, silent, hidden. Could it be survivors? Sarah hoped. Or something worse, Malik said. The bridge lights dimmed as the signal grew stronger. Then the ship's comm crackled. A voice came through, cold, mechanical, but faintly human. Humans. You think this war is done? You have only delayed the inevitable. Rhea's hands tightened into fists. Who are you? She demanded. There was a pause. Then the voice said, I am the echo of Vraxx, the shadow he left behind. And I will finish what he started. The crew gasped. Sarah whispered, the infection lives. Rhea took a deep breath. We warned Earth. We prepared the fleet. This time we won't be caught off guard. Malik looked at the controls. We should start the hunt. Find this echo before it grows. Rhea's eyes burned with fire. This is our duty now. To protect humanity, no matter the cost. The stars outside shimmered. The war was far from over, but humanity would fight, and they would survive. The end.